working. Just trying to get as much as I possibly can done before tomorrow, because I have more work set for tomorrow that I have to get finished and I need to get done. So just getting it work, the detail work, stuff like that, getting it finished up. Now, first things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC. And, uh, I got this guy screaming and yelling at me because he's mad because I won't pick up my phone. Well, the reason why I don't pick up my phone because I work. I work a lot of crazy long hours. That's what I do. Can't get anywhere in this world if I'm not putting in the time. Got to put the work in, got to put the time in on everything. So just a little message to that fellow who's screaming at me. I could change my number, leave you out in the dark, but nah, we laugh at him. It's funny. But I know he comes into my channel and listens to everything I say, and he comes back and screams at me about it. But if I haven't picked up the phone, it's because I work. I've got these 4 panels I just finished. They're done. So I got to finish building the screen. I'm painting the other PC by hand because, I never do anything normal. So got in here to get to paint this thing up and finish this thing. And then I still got to go over with an invisible coat glow-in-the-dark product. So that's the reason why I don't have time to pick up the phone and have a meaningless conversation about nothing. Because that's time that I could be doing something productive for my company. And apparently you seem to have a lot of time on your hands, which I don't have. Because I work. Where's the other brush at? These are pretty good brushes too. So the rest of the stuff came. The button's not as big as I thought it was going to be. So I have to build something around it to make that button bigger. Because, I get something you think. At the end of the day, I need a certain brush size. That's perfect. You think that it looks bigger. It did look bigger. But apparently it wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be. So I'm going to have to go in. I'm going to do something else with that button. We had more than enough paint. I didn't think we were going to have enough paint, but we had more than enough to get the job done. But a lot of work. As always, I'm used to this because I had to build entire environments to show off our products. And now I'm building the gaming PCs for a new gaming screen paint we're working on. And people who had this building, I think one of their sons is this big time gamer, big time gamer. And I'm interested in having them test some of the gaming screen paints and stuff we're working on. Let me see. We hit yellow, right? We hit yellow. Let me see that yellow. So either you can do it shortcuts, or you can do it right. I don't do shortcuts. I like to do things right. Okay, like that looks pretty nice right there. We got the glow in the dark when you put in there for the RGBs. Where's the blue at? Where's the blue? A little blue on this one right here. So yeah, just got those done, finished up, doing both at the same time. That's why I sat there and said, "Ooh, yeah, got a lot to do." So, just a little, I work, so you know that. Yeah, this is an actual real thing. I work. And it requires for me to do a lot of work at the end of the day, a ton of it. So I take what I do very seriously. I also was looking at that building they have over there. I got an interview with that to basically put AdTech in that glass. It's a huge, huge glass. It's massively huge. But anyway, it's for this new museum they just did around here, and they want me to put AdTech in that glass. Apparently, you're going to put a shark through it. So it's going to be big old, huge Megadon shark. It's going to pull up on one window and come out the other and just hit the glass like bam. They show me what they're going to do with it. So it's pretty cool. So my stuff will be over there. Okay, let me see. Making sure we got the underbelly of this done because I want to make sure we got this done nicely. And then I got to go back over all this stuff again with the glow in the dark. So I won't be leaving the office until 8. I know I didn't get a chance to watch The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and any of that stuff. I just didn't have the time. There's too much to do. But, maybe next time. This is more important. Much more important. Ew, did we just touch that? Yes, we did. Just touch that, did we not? And yes, the button came. It's not as big as I thought it was going to be. They made it think it was just so freaking huge. A giant button. That button's bigger than the button I just got. But, hey, we can make it work. We'll do something cool with it. We'll make it work. Dun, 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 dun. I think it'd be better if I do it like in yellow. Could be more highlight and make everything stand out much better. Let me see how that would look for the top if I do it that way. Taco, he's been a real angel. He's been over there. When he sees me working, he just basically doesn't, goes back there and just chills. Yeah, I like that kind of highlights better. Those corners. Little flame going off on that one. Oh, man, I'll tell you, it's been an interesting day. Yeah, dude started ranting at me. Like, how come you don't pick up your phone? How come you don't pick up your phone? Guys, I work. That's what I do. But if I haven't, at the end of the day, keep in mind, I told you, I know a lot of people at City Hall. police officers, people work for the FBI, all that stuff. Maybe because I'm getting your number traced. It doesn't make a difference if he's a fake number or not. People I know will find you. So I'm just gathering evidence on you, that's all. So when we finally get you into a courtroom, we can show all that to a judge. And sit up there and you can do what you would usually do, just cry about it. Because you can't handle the jail time or the lawsuits coming at you. It's just the same thing. It's much like the evolving door. You know, if they let you go, they're hoping you come back. So they can use it against you to say, hey, look, gave them opportunity, he wouldn't take it. That's why. But for some reason, you think you're getting on my nerves. No, you're not. Not at all, period. Do you see anything being disrupted? Anything? No. I got the whatchamacallit to make next after this. We got the blue for this wall over here to finish up. So, nope. All right, that one's done. Right there. Do 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 do. Oh, did you just slam the power supply? I think I just hit the crap out of the power supply. Literally just hit the crap out of it. Yeah, hit the crap out of it. One thing I learned in this business or anything else that I do, that you have to learn patience and you have to learn discipline. You have to learn focus. That's what you have to learn. Determined to get something done, to be focused on it. This is why all the stuff you guys do, don't break my concentration. I'm focused on what I want. You know, when I had to lose that weight, focus. Pick a target and focus on it. And keep on pushing until it's done. Don't give up on it. Don't give yourself excuses. Get it done. That's why you see me achieve so much, because I focus on what I want to do. I don't let distractions get in my way. I could come on YouTube and I can out you and then go right back to focus. I like this yellow. This yellow stands out a little bit, gives it a nice kind of faded look to it. I like this mixture of blue and yellows. I do like yellow. I'm gonna put 2 more sets of fans back there. I just put the order for the new fans to the back, so we can basically amp up our system. So what I want to do for my lights, for my Thunderbox, I'm going to use black lights. Because my screen's black, I don't want different color lights, blues and greens popping on. No, we don't want that. We want to keep them dark. So you see the dark thundercloud pushing off in the screen. And I think I'm going to change the box sizes too. Just want to make a thundercloud effect. It's going to be awesome. That's what I tell people. At the end of the day, don't let people distract you from your focus. There we go. No, it's being yellow. Yellow. So I thought I'd come on here and show you what I'm working on, getting this finished, getting this done. I kind of like this kind of artwork. Different colors, all padded, blend together. It's a bit chaotic. I like it. Some people may hate it. Well, that's the thing about art. I got things I don't like when I go to the art meeting. I got things I do like. I don't expect everybody to see what I see or understand what I understand. And that's what makes us unique, right? I'll wait that dry a little bit. That's what makes us unique. Ooh, we got yellow in this. We got cross-contamination going on with this. That's not good. Where did I hit on that? Right there. Don't like how that's working out for me. Cross-contamination kicked up in there. Not good. Good at all. So we have all these crazy colors, right? That's what we want. All these crazy colors. And then the pipeline is going to go all through here. For the Maya, it's going to be like a kind of a dark, not like a dark, more of a light green with little metallic or gold rust coming off of it. So it all basically stands out. It's kind of like the equivalence of wearing an all black suit and wearing a pink tie. It makes you stand out. Which is actually one of my favorite things to wear. All black, and then wear a pink tie with it. This brush is actually perfect for that. Gets those areas just right. And pretty soon I'm going to be working on the fallout. We got to build the prop for it. We have to build the prop. Get the prop started. Got that screen down there. I actually bought a projector. So I'm going to push it right through that TV. About a 19... No, it would be 19... No, it would be 40. 40 would be too far back. Maybe 50s? Maybe 1950s, maybe. Yeah, that would be 1950s. That'd be around the time where they had the whole tuck and roll nonsense under your desk. And that was not going to work out too well. Honestly, it really wasn't. I came with that dumb idea. Tuck and roll. If you don't know what tuck and roll is, that's when, right around the time, I say 1960, around the time, you get the Cuban Missile Crisis, around that time was. Yeah, they thought we were going to have a nuclear war. So they had this whole method teaching the kids in school to get under your desk. And this way to protect you from a bomb, which was not true. I never didn't realize exactly how powerful their bombs were, their nukes were, or atomic bomb right now at the time. They didn't know how powerful it was until they dropped one, or two of them. They realized they were too powerful and they swore never to use them again. Way too much power. Oops, still touching it. So, that was that. But people believed that we were going to have this nuclear war. I do like the whole theme on what they talked about in Fallout. That was pretty interesting. That was really interesting. If you didn't watch the Prime, you missed out. It's still on there, but I would watch. I'm going to watch it again. It was actually pretty good. That's not for me. I've tried it. I don't like it too much at all, period. I guess I'll try it again, because usually sometimes I'll try a game twice. Maybe I'll like it. BioShock wasn't a big fan of when I played it. Couldn't stand it. And GTA was another game I hated when I first played it, so I actually ended up liking those games, so who knows? It might be great, so I'll try it again. But I just found it interesting how the superpowers of the world thought that they were going to control the world by basically blowing it up. And they thought that these shelters, only certain select people could get into these shelters. They would just take the very best of the best that would be in these shelters. But a lot of chaos went on them too. And find out that the world wasn't what they thought it was going to be. Especially when you have like 3-foot cockroaches. So, didn't really pan out the way they thought it was going to pan out. Kind of reminds me, it's interesting when you look at this stuff, because it kind of reminds me, if you played, was it Far Cry? Which one's one with the Yes guys? 3, it was 4, it was 5, yeah. 5 was with the cult. That was crazy. I'm a big Fallout guy fan. Not Far Cry, sorry, Far Cry fan. Big Far Cry fan. They always have the best villains ever. And these guys just beckon you through the whole game. They just mess with you through the whole game. But I think the best villain, I would say, would have to be 3. The crazy guy, I think he was the best one so far. The one in 6, not really too much, because, you didn't get a chance to kill him. I mean, he killed him, he killed himself and killed the boy. So, you didn't even get a chance to take him out, which, gave you that opportunity. But you didn't. Oh, I forgot, he was a henchman. The guy in 3 was a henchman. The one was that freaking weirdo on the island, that female, who gave that option to get power and basically sacrifice your friends. So that one right there. Yeah, I forgot about that one. But anyway, yeah. Everybody thinks the other one, he was pretty nutty, but then again, no. One in part 4. Yeah, he was a bit nutcase, but yeah. I'll tell you one thing. Freaking part 3 was a freaking pain in the butt, especially when you was in the cave and you made any noise whatsoever, and you alert the guard. I died so many times on that level. So many times. That was, you had to be complete stealth to do that level. I died so many times. Unbelievable. I almost gave up the game. I was like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. It can't be made that hard. And apparently it was a pain in the butt just to get past those levels. But, but I do miss the wildlife. I miss the wildlife. They haven't been really amping up on the wildlife. You remember the wildlife. You go out there and get killed by a Komodo dragon late at night trying to pull a stealth mission, get killed by a bunch of hawks, get knocked off a hill with a bunch of yaks. I remember that nonsense that went on. Couldn't figure out what was killing me on this hill. Like, what the freak was killing me on this hill? Like, something was knocking me off, and I kept going to get knocked off. And then realized that there was a bunch of yaks up there that were just basically tossing me off this hill. So, that was that. But yeah, the wildlife can kill you. And God knows what the freak was in that lake, which I never figured out. I think it was a giant alligator in there, because it killed me 3 or 4 times just trying to cross it. Thought to myself, like, what the freak is in the lake? And then found out, when I looked up, there was a giant freaking crocodile in there, which I never got a chance to kill, because he deserved it so badly. So badly. Giant crocodile. And sharks. You had to worry about sharks, all that crazy stuff in there. I like that. They had to worry about the wildlife killing. Rhinos, oh my goodness. Rhinos would take out entire trucks. I watched AIs get wiped out by freaking rhinos. Rhinos were berserk in there. See my best. See my best. Bum 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 bum. Matching button something. Grizzly bear. I stuck around a little bit longer, but I just had so much I got to do. Whew. I hadn't even eaten anything yet. Oh, I blotted you out. You mean to blot you out? I blotted you out. Gee whiz. Put you on heavy so you can dry nice and heavy. Then I go back over again and get you taken care of. All right, miss some spots there. I guess. And the reason why he stopped contacting us on our Grasshopper, because we got his voice bites a couple of times. And a buddy of mine is basically running some nice little interesting test on your voice bites. So, you know, your voice recognition software, yeah, it works in pretty interesting ways on how to track people. Yep. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. You'd be surprised. Interesting things they have today in this world of technology. I don't understand why people break the law in the digital age. You know, it ain't like we're sitting in the 1950s or 1930s and 20s. We have that technology now. We have technology, face recognition software, all that cool stuff. Every time you walk past the camera and that thing basically locks onto you, you can basically go into a system, a database, and track your face anywhere you sat in front of a camera. Yep, you come up all over the place. It's the digital age, people. And people have gotten so used to security cameras now, they don't really pay them any mind. But yeah, those machines up there are designed all day long. All they do is click and point, click and point, click and point, click and point. And they can dig you up anywhere. You got a driver's license? Guess what? Hello? The only way you wouldn't be caught unless you were just born somewhere else. If you were born completely you were born without a doctor, there's no records on you of any way whatsoever, anywhere, that's the only way. And you would have to do everything through currency of money. There's nobody where you can have any credit cards or debit cards and all that stuff because you'd be trackable. It's basically somewhere along the line you would declare dead when you died or something. You didn't die and you faked your death, which is against the law. That'll get you into a lot of trouble. So, other than that, you're traceable. Go get gas for your car. Guess what's staring in your face? Cameras are staring in your face. They can ping your last whereabouts right off your cell phone. These little devices right here, you don't have to have a phone to be tracked. You're tracked all day long. You just don't know it. Your phone has an IP address in it. Did you know that? It's a computer. Go to your phone, type in ipchicken.com, watch your IP address pop up. You're like, oh, shoot. Yeah, your IP address. You're trackable. Why do you think people like to use burner phones when they're making calls and stuff? Yep. Oh, call me on this line, you crazy? Yeah, because you're being tracked. Yeah, go in and type ipchicken.com and watch your IP address pop up. You're on a computer all day long. These are computers. You ain't got no brick phone. Now, one of them is going to have a hard time tracking somebody on a brick, but not on these babies. Nope. I haven't seen a doctor in, the last time I saw the one doctor, which was funny because I went in there and they had nothing on me. There's nothing that comes up on my records because I don't go to doctors every day. Like 5 years, I haven't been to one. All they have is last known records. My last known records are in another state. They don't have anything on me over here. So I didn't realize that until I went to see the doctor. And they're like, Mr. Bird, there's nothing here on you. There's nothing because I haven't been to a hospital really for anything. So that's basically about it. So I just had to fill some basic information and that was pretty much it. And pretty much I write chicken scratch anyway. So yeah, good luck figuring that out. But that was pretty much it. I got insurance and all that stuff. Yeah, I got insurance and everything, but still. No, they came back and said that. I was like, there's no record of you. I was like, yeah, because I really don't go to the hospital that much. Really don't have to. Oh, I like my basket. I like my art. Mwah! Love it. This is what I like to do. My abstract arts. Make some colors together. Now, I had somebody asking about this material I got from Home Depot. Please read in a section we have on our products about that particular surface. You have to spray those in. That surface is very, very temperamental. I didn't realize that until I did one. That's when the screen I cracked in half. And then I realized, I was like, wait a minute, did I ever paint this thing in? I went back and checked my archives and realized we sprayed every single one of them in. I was like, oh, we must have had this problem. So I figured out, Lord, well, I didn't figure out, the Lord blessed us with a solution to be able to paint over that screen. Unfortunately, we can't share the solution because we need it for something. We definitely need it for something. I kind of like how that's going on over here. I like that. I like that. I like how that's going on over there. Oh, what is this, yellow? Yeah, it's definitely yellow. What do we got over here? We got some blue over here. Blue and yellow makes green. Hey, bird. Blue and yellow makes green. We had to do your colors. You learn your colors and stuff, but it makes what? Yes, blue and yellow makes green. Different colors. What colors make this? What colors make that? Get over here. See my vest, see my vest, see my vest. I'm gonna jump in Simpsons so don't get stuck in your head. Do 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 do. There we go. A little splatterness going on in there. I like splatter art. I do. That's what I like. I love that splatter art design. Got our yellow mixture down there. Up here, we just got the plain old blue, but we have to do something with that. So we have to add a little splatter design with that. That's right. Get this stand out. I'm going to be cutting these straps off. I just got them on there for the time being. So we're going to be putting a lead light trace system through here pretty soon. That's the next stage. But now we have to give it some attitude. Because it needs attitude. Wait till you see we get done with that over there. Man, anytime I try to, when I do any kind of custom built projection screen, you know we go all out, man. I had this one screen that had a bar light underneath of it. We had freaking crushed velvet curtains, all that. That thing is going to be sick when I get done with it. So it's going to have a black lightning effect that goes off on both sides of the screens. This is going to travel under the screen, and it's going to basically hit inside that box. That's going to have a trace of white lightning pushing through it. That's what that white light we're going to have running through it. But it runs like a kind of a chasing system, but it basically gives off like a white lightning effect. I know freaking Nate's here is like, oh man, where does the freak did he get these ideas from? Our ideas are infinity. We don't have no stopping points in any way whatsoever. It doesn't exist for us. Because we put our trust in God. All our knowledge comes from God. That's the part they don't understand. They get mad at us and they be like, that's not fair. Like, that's not fair. You know, you would have those blessings too if it's too busy serving the devil. God ain't blessing your hand. He ain't blessing nothing from you. You ain't getting a thing from him. Not a thing. Because you serve the devil. You want to serve him. You want to do his will at the end of the day. And then you will get mad at others who've been blessed. And you can't figure out why. This ain't working out for you and that ain't working for you. God can't bless you. What do you think he's going to bless the wicked? God don't support the wicked in any way whatsoever. He wants to destroy the wicked because the wicked's wicked. So if that's how you are and you want to be that way in life, guess what? Don't get mad because things don't work out for you because God can't bless your hand. I love how people go out and basically be bitter, be nasty, spread rumors, do all the dirty stuff you could possibly think of, but yet they're in church on Sunday praying to ask the Lord for blessings. He don't hear you. Because God doesn't entertain the wicked. It says in the Bible, he don't bless the wicked. He don't. You can't be blessed. Can you be forgiven? Yeah, you can be forgiven. Any man can be forgiven. Well, no, really, I'll take that one back. You can't be forgiven if you basically blaspheme against the Holy Ghost. That's one. Suicide is another one. And what's the other one? I think it's blasphemy. Yeah, and the one it would be the same way about basically talking about the Holy Ghost. And the other one is suicide. You cannot. These are unforgivable sins. And people get mad at me. What you get mad at me for? Read your Bible. It's right there in the book. You don't want to accept it, then that's your problem at the end of the day. But it's right there in the book. You get mad at me and then, what do you think you know? It's in the Bible. Read it. It's right there. What are you going to do? You're going to argue with God at the end of the day and tell him that he's wrong? You can forget how this works at the end of the day, right? It's his heaven, right? It's not yours. You know, you don't get to basically decide that you're going to go to heaven or not. It's not your right. It's his. It belongs to him. So he has the right to write the rules. If you don't want to follow the rules, then guess where you go? You go to the other side, which you don't want to be at. So that's where you go at. Those are the rules. That's the problem with man today, is that they really believe at the end of the day it controls so much. You know, that sky crack open and our Heavenly Father just come down. Yeah, then you'd be in a different world, wouldn't you? So I'm tired of y'all at the end of the day. Y'all do too much. Y'all don't want to believe I'm existent? Here I am. And what would you do then? Well, what would you do then? Nothing. Not a thing. But don't worry, that day is coming. That day is coming when the Lord comes back and he cracks open that sky. You can sit there and you can explain to him how he is so wrong and you're so right. Oh, yeah. Like this guy was sitting there talking about there is no God. Yeah, I know people like you. People like you are the first ones in the aisle of a plane when a wing pops off a plane. When a plane is having any kind of engine trouble, anything problem, you be the first one in the middle of the aisle praying. Like they said, there's no atheists in the foxhole. That's not the place to be an atheist. Not in there. It isn't. So there's no atheists in the foxhole. Yep. People don't want to trust in God, but you want God to do things for you, right? It don't work that way. You want the Lord to bless you, but you don't want to serve him. That's how you want it. Want your cake and eat it too. And it's a shame because you got preachers out there at the end of the day that will say just about anything just to get you to give that money up. I'm not saying all of them are like that, but what I've seen so far in some of them, gee whiz Louise, like you got no fear of God whatsoever. No fear of God whatsoever. So that guy came out there, threw his arms up in the air, and all these people just fell to the ground. And he, because they've healed them, he got no fear of God whatsoever. This was an Old Testament, you'd be gone. Because God talked to man. That is really bold. I have no idea how a person can be that bold in life to do something like that. Yeah, that's madness. I consider that absolute madness. You got people out there that don't believe in God at the end of the day. But you got people who do know of God and they do that crazy stuff. I don't know. I don't know why they do it. Like, they think there's probably no consequences whatsoever. And I mean, some of the backward stuff that the devil will have people do is unfreaking believable. There was this cardinal, I think cardinal, whatever it was, something. He was somebody, a bishop or something. He got married, he had a wife. He fell in love. He liked some other woman. Now in the Bible, you can't basically marry somebody unless that person is. You can marry, but say you're already married and you divorce, you can't marry another person who's married. That's considered to be adultery. Look it up in the Bible. It's in Matthew. It's right around the time where the Pharisees were challenging Jesus on trying to get him to basically mess up. And he basically asked him about marriage, and Jesus told him about marriage. Everybody has their own interpretation and try to bend it the way they want to bend it, because again, people will try to do that to justify their own means on basically what goes on in the Bible. But understand, at the end of the day, you're going to have to answer for what you did. So you have to remember that one right there. But anyway, yeah, so that's what went on with that. And it's got to be a little bit farther in. I knew this wasn't all the way pushed in. I got to push it a little farther in. And so I'll see if I, yeah, and that angers people right now. He said, like, oh, that's not right. I got a right to marry. Look, you got to talk to God sooner or later, right? All right, then. You explain it to him, how he's wrong and you're right. Read it in the Bible. Can't do that. So a bishop did this and he killed his wife. He had two guys come into their house and kill his wife because he figured that if he kills her, that means he can marry because she's dead. But you committed murder. He says, thou shalt not kill. It's in the Bible. It's one of the 10 commandments. So the devil got you, got in your head, got you messing around with this other woman, got you cheating on your wife, committing adultery, and then put it in your head to go murder your wife so you can marry another woman. See how the devil can twist you up pretty bad? Now he's in jail for murder. And he married that woman on the same spot where his wife was slain, where she died at. There you go. Yep. The devil would twist you up. Got that man to commit murder. But he should have known better at the end of the day. You're a man of God. You should know better. First of all, you shouldn't have been looking at no other woman at all, period. If this was Old Testament and half you people would have went out and messed around with a woman or whatever, they'd have thrown you in a pit and cut off your bloodline. I mean, I'm not joking at the end of the day. Old Testament was interesting. I mean, cut your bloodline off. Everything got thrown in the pit. They threw it all in the pit. Your kids, everything went in. You all got stoned to death. They cut your bloodline off. So if you were out there doing something at the end of the day, and if it was just you, if you were committing of that, if she was committing of that, the bloodline would be cut off. But if you were out doing some crazy stuff in the day, yeah, those people would have got together and a lynch mob caught you, threw you in a pit, and they would have stoned you to death. That's why you hear the term when somebody says, oh, somebody cheated, let me go get me a stone. Yeah, you would have got stoned to death. You know how painful stoning to death is? That's horrible. But that's what happened to you. Because, again, you're breaking God's law. All that cheating nonsense at the end of the day, that's craziness, man. That's absolute craziness. And people think at the end of the day, well, I'll get away with it. Nobody will know. God knows. God knows exactly what you did. So sooner or later, you got to answer to him. I told you, there's two ways you're going to answer in his life. You're going to answer with the dead, you're going to answer with the living. One of the ways you're going to answer. But when you go pass over, there's no forgiveness on that side. So good luck with that one right there, because there's no forgiveness on that side. So it's two ways you're going to answer. You could have, I've seen where truck drivers, people who have lives where they can, I'm not saying all truck drivers, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that where people have that double life, the ability to get that double life. They may have a wife in another state or something. And they go to the funeral and they see there's two women there. Like, I'm trying to figure out what the frick is she doing here? And they find out that he had another wife in another state that he married. So, he figured, people think he's dead. He got away with it. No, he didn't get away with jack. He's in the next life. And in the next life, you have to answer for that, what you've done. And keep in mind, in that next life, there's no forgiveness. There's no way to come back. There's no way to correct it. You're just there, and you're guilty of your sins. He's in a much worse place. You don't get away with anything. Any crimes you committed and you figure that you die and you're free and no one's going to be able to get to you, oh man, you have no idea what's waiting for you on the other side. Far worse than you've ever seen in your entire life. Far worse. That's waiting for you. Far, far worse. And it knows you. God ain't there waiting for you. Something else is there waiting for you. And it knows you. It knows who you are. It knows everything about you. And it's been waiting for you. You don't want that waiting for you. You know, if this scares the living crap out of you, it should. Because it's real. It's definitely real. Ain't no Halloween spooky story about it. It's real. Because what's out there watching you every single day, and you better pray that the Lord is with you, doesn't need Halloween. It'll be there every single day until you pass off this earth. It'll wait for you. And that's why I put my faith in God at the end of the day. I thank my Lord and Savior for blessing me and watching over me and watching over my family, my friends, because I know what's out there. I know part of that life. We're going to use red on that one. Let's place a little yellow in there. Total chaos with these colors. These colors have to have total chaos. And the green pipes is just going to calm the tone. That's why I say when you go to church, they don't speak on that stuff. They don't speak on the adultery and all that stuff. You know why? Because chances are, I hate to say it, some of these preachers are committing these acts. They don't want to speak on something that they know is going to condemn them. If you're in a church and you're doing something wrong, you're not supposed to be doing, and you're talking about basically going to hell because you cheated on your wife or you cheated on your husband or whatever, and he has been doing this himself, the same preacher been doing stuff, you don't want to preach on that. Nope. Oh, man, it came out nice. No, don't think about that. Can't wait, I'm gonna get my farmhouse. My big barn, actually maybe like a barn. Get my giant barn. Hopefully if I'm lucky I get a barn owl in there. Yeah. We'll have to do it differently because we don't want Taco attacking the barn owl. I don't want the barn owl attacking Taco. So I'm going to cage that area up over top, real high up, but leave an area opening so you can get an owl up in there. I think it'd be pretty cool to be working, have it out there hooting. Like hoot, hoot. I'm like hoot, hoot, hoot. Who's that? That's Hootie. That's Mr. Hootie up there. Yeah, so Mr. Hootie can come up there and chill. We have to make an area so Hootie doesn't poop on my stuff. But yes, I would like to have a barn now in my barn. Because I don't want to do anything. I got people in my family that are Christians that broke that law. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear me talk about it. They broke that law. They broke that law. They got married again under God's church. They broke that law. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to talk about it. You want to sit there and say, oh, you think you're holier than thou? I'm not. I make mistakes just like everybody else. There's nothing perfect about me. Not one thing at all. Nothing at all. But there's one law I won't break. There are laws I have broke. I don't basically sleep with other women. I'm celibate, so I don't do that. I don't do no. That's headaches, problems. At the end of the day, nothing but headaches. I like my life the way it is, by myself, and that's what I like. I don't want any part of that. People think are ignorant. Think at the end of the day that you have to have that kind of companionship to be whole. You don't at all, period. The problem is you don't have control of your domain. You're weak. You let your flesh take over. Speaking to the people, make comments, say, oh, you don't? No, I don't. I don't at all, period. I've been celibate for 4 years. It's a trophy at the end of the day to have control. If I go on a date with a woman, she might want to go back and do this and the other. I got control of that situation. I don't get caught up in that nonsense at the end of the day because I'm not weak. I don't let the flesh control me. You let the flesh control you, getting all kinds of problems. Yeah, pregnancies, disease, all kinds of stuff. Because you let the flesh control you. Ugh. Nope. So when you've been through something, a jacked up relationship, you you don't do that no more. Nah, it ain't worth it. Sorry, women, but that's how I feel at the end of the day. It's not worth it to me. It's not worth the headache. It isn't. I don't care how good you look. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth the headache. That peace of mind is worth more than anything in the world. It is worth more than anything in the world. I told myself if I got my life back together, if I got my head back on straight, I was never, ever going to let someone control my emotions like that ever again. And I kept that word. I kept my promise on that. So nope. Because all I see is base at the end of the day. I know you're going to get mad, women get mad about this, but I see headaches. I see headaches. I see just a bunch of problems. That's all I see. Don't want no part of it. Now, again, you can be the nicest person in the world, but in my mind, that's how I think. I like my peace of mind. Now, see, I can stay here late in my office. I can work on stuff. I ain't got to be home with no woman at the end of the day. None of that. I can basically work here and basically leave, go home to my place. It's my place at the end of the day. There's nobody else in there but me and my cat at the end of the day. That's it. I ain't got to come home to no arguments, some this, that, and the other. Don't need that nonsense. Nope. Some people aren't like that. Some people want that. They can deal with that, and some people can deal with it. But after a while, man, and you get to a point, you don't want to be bothered with it no more. I could never understand when I meet people my age, like, no, I'm done. I don't want to be bothered with that no more. I'm done with all that craziness. I don't want to be bothered no more. I'm enjoying my freedom, my independence. That's what I'm enjoying. That's what I'm enjoying, my independence. And I say, you can just be alone like that? And I'm like, yeah, I can be. Enjoying my independence. But I understand that now. You understand it now. You are enjoying your independence. Like a little art here. Ah, how dare you come with me? Stay over there. Sorry about that. Okay, my camera wanders in different directions. Yep. But I'm not condemning people who have families. That's y'all. That's what you like. You know what I mean? That's for you. That's what you like. Some people like to have the family life. That's what they like. And I'm happy for them. And whatever makes you happy, that's what you do. But that's not for me. You can't expect for a person who just likes to be by himself to want to be hooked up in a relationship because they don't want to be in a relationship. Some people just really like being by themselves, and that's me. I like to be to myself. I get to work on my artwork. I get to work on my projects. And as the other one said, oh, you must be lonely. Yeah, if your brain functioned like my brain did, you wouldn't be lonely at all, period. Nope. My brain functions differently. A lot differently, trust me. You know, I explained to you that my head can function in two different ways. There's a side of me that basically, if I decide to develop stuff like this, I can. But there's another side of me too that can also develop some very interesting type of weapons. So yeah, I have two different sides of me when it comes to what I want to design and build. I know how to make some interesting stuff. But I'd rather be on this side, because this side is with God. And I'm happy on this side. but I also can make very interesting toys. I like this side better. It's much more peaceful. That's what I like this side. Oh, I like that green and mixture together. I like that little combination. That looks nice. I like that. I like that. I like that. Yes, I do. I like that. Yes. Oh, that looks nice. I want that everywhere. Definitely want that everywhere. I like that look. But yep. At the end of the day, I like my life just the way it is. I'm gonna get my barn. I'm gonna spend about $500,000. Probably should cost me about $500,000 for that saddle. Whatchamacallit, you can hook up the VR glasses. Oh my goodness. I swear, I'm definitely retired. If this thing actually does what I think it does, I retire. Because, man, I could be in outer space all day long just chilling. Yeah, exploring new worlds, which I just probably no habitat on it anyway, by the way, but still cool. I didn't know you could even do that. So I'm researching that now. Bam, 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 bam. You know, it's funny. I get people that are single, people that are in relationships that want my life. And then they think I'm reverse, I want theirs. No, I'm good. I'm definitely good. But I get friends of mine that say, man, Ken, you must be great. Man, you didn't got nobody. Because I see the frustration they go through. But maybe, I don't know. Like I said, for some people it's like that. But I see your frustration. I see your frustration. And I see people saying, man, it must be great to go home and have nobody there, just you and your cat just chilling, man. Peace of mind. I don't know how in the world, y'all deal with some of this nonsense. Like, I saw the one where the woman sold the guy's game system. I saw one where the guy just tried to turn on his game system to play a game, and he was told he had to turn it off. Like, what the freak? Like, seriously? That's crazy. Craziness. Like, you got to get permission to do this. You got to get permission to do that. It's crazy at the end of the day. No. There's no way in the freaking world. No way in the world. There's no way in the world. There's absolutely no way in the world that that's going to happen. Ever. No. And then on top of that, mind you, you get married, and I hear people basically talking about the bucket list, or the bucket list they don't want to be involved in. I mean, something you would never do again. The first thing they say, you get married. I hate to say this, women, but you get all of it. You literally get all of it. You do. You got more favoritism than the man does. You will get more favoritism. It is very rare that a man basically walks out of a courtroom with everything intact. Then you got to worry about, because they know this, they can use this power against you easily. Easily can use this power against you. So, man, you get married, you'll lose mostly all your stuff. They'll get the house, you'll get the house and everything, and you'll end up in an apartment somewhere. There is no way in the freaking world I'm going through that. No. And I see guys on Facebook, I see them chiming in, talking about, yeah, man, well, I'd rather marry a robot at the end of the day, because at least at the end, this one read the robot women. They're talking about the robot women at the end of the day. He says, I'd rather have a robot woman today, because at least she's not going to get half my stuff. Now, I know some women get mad about what I said about this, but it's true. Courts will favor you over man easily. Easily over man. And you know this. You know this from the door. You know this. They will favor you right from the door. And he looked at like a criminal when he walked up in there. And if he got some heavy credentials at the end of the day, that he can show that he was basically doing his outstanding job beyond belief. Other than that, you doomed. I got a friend of mine who's a divorce attorney. She will tell you from the door on who wins more cases is not the man. I'll tell you that much. Not the man. The woman wins the case at the end of the day. Remember, she did carry the child. At the end of the day, she carried a child. She has had more time with the child. The child will be bonding to her faster than it will bond to you, because it was in her wound at the end of the day. You got to think of it that way at the end of the day. So I guess it comes down to that because you have to pay for all that. I believe that 100% that they're gonna give her the house because she got kids. And where else the kids gonna go? They can't go into no hotel. You gonna go into the hotel. She gonna get the house. Because of the kids. Now, if you didn't have any kids in a relationship, well, guess what? Everything's gonna get split down the middle if you're lucky. But long story short, if y'all have kids together, yeah, she's gonna get the house. You're not getting the house unless you can prove otherwise that she's been abusive and whatever's been going on. Then that means the bottom line is like my brothers got full custody of their kids, all of them. They got lawyers. They went and brought lawyers in, and they got full custody of their kids. At the end of the day, it's ours. And then that's the way we see it. If I have a child at the end of the day, it's my child at the end of the day. I will take care of my child, provide for it. But that relationship don't work out, I'm taking to court. I'm getting full custody of my child. I told my ex this. So we ever have a kid, be warning, we're known for basically taking people to court. And we win. We get good attorneys. We'll win. And I'll get full custody of my child. Or I'm not going to have any of that nonsense with that whole, I can't see how people do that with that. Some people get along with when she dates somebody and they get married and they get along. That's fantastic. I think that's wonderful. Which you shouldn't do anyway. You wouldn't have that problem at the end of the day. Keep in mind, if you kept it true to the Bible and you didn't remarry, you wouldn't have that issue of dealing with the stepfather and that nonsense because he wouldn't exist until you passed off this earth. Because that's the way it's supposed to be. You got to go, buddy. Or she got to go for one you can marry. But if you kept by them rules at the end of the day, she'd still be single, you still be single, and y'all can trade the kids back and forth. You wouldn't be having no problems with dealing with some crazy stepfather and some other nonsense come to the house, his joker looking at you like, he's trying to kill you or whatever. You wouldn't have any of that if you follow God's rule. But since you want to break that rule, now you got to deal with that nonsense at the end of the day. That crazy nonsense. I couldn't imagine that mess at the end of the day. Somebody picking my kids up at the end of the day? Oh, heck no. This is where we're going to have problems. Because again, they're mine at the end of the day. And that I can't, I'm not the type of person that if a child comes back, because kids lie. They do. They will lie. And they will start problems at the end of the day. They will come back and lie to you. They know their dad is hot temper. They'll come back and tell you, hey, he hit me. At the end of the day, he got to discipline the child. He has to discipline the child. What is he going to do? The child's going to run ruckus and carry on and act up. And then later on, that child feels he can do whatever he want to do. He's going to take that nonsense out in the world. And somebody's going to teach him the hard way, which you don't want that. Or he or she's going to kill somebody else. So you got to be disciplined. But, if you say nobody going to hit my child but me, how does that even going to work? Just what I mean, that craziness at the end of the day. You would never have any of that to begin with if you had followed God's rules of not marrying anybody to begin with because you two have separated. Now, what if you basically say, well, I never married and had it, again, fornication. You're not supposed to be doing that at all, period. You fornicate, you have a child, then the day of the child, a wedlock. There you go. So that wouldn't have happened either. You wouldn't have had that issue either if you had followed the rules. Back then, at that particular time in the 50s and 20s and all that, a single mother was looked upon. She was frowned upon. She was frowned upon because a woman was expected to be married and have a man and all that. But then again, at that time, too, men were complete jerks. I ain't going to say that all the women fought. Men were jerks back then. They were serious jerks. They felt that a woman should stay home. She didn't have a right to go to college. She didn't have a right to go to school. She didn't have a right to get a job. She didn't have a right to nothing at all. Her job was to stay home and take care of her kids. You ever watch those films from the 50s? Gee whiz Louise, on how a good housewife is supposed to perform. They literally had self-help videos to train women to tell them that this is what your life is meant to be. Technically, AKA, it's a slave. That's what it is. I'm not with that at all, period. But that's what they believed back then. A woman was supposed to be barefoot and pregnant. Who the freak came up with that nonsense at the end of the day? It's 50-50. It's always going to be 50-50 down the line. If she wants to go out and work and get a job, and then she go out and work and she get a job, y'all work it out 50-50. That way you got another second income coming in. Who's going to complain about that? And that's work you got to do at the end of the day. We're working two jobs, whatever you got to do to keep that food on the table. So it works out better that way if both parties are working. Or if one party's not working, but at least at the end of the day, she has that flexibility to make that choice. Not stuck where she's going to be told that at the end of the day, well, you can't do this because what kind of job are you going to get? Who's going to hire you? You're a woman. And there were jobs like that at the end of the day. We would not hire a woman because she was a woman. Heck, still today, women get paid less, which I still don't figure why that's still happening. They should get paid equal pay to a man. Now, anybody at the end of the day feels that that's wrong, at the end of the day, there's something wrong with you. Because I think she deserves equal pay. Why does she not deserve equal pay? They work just as hard as we do. What's the problem there, people? But anyway, as I'm saying from the door, is that whole thing in the 50s, they had these self-help videos. I used to watch a lot of this stuff when I was going through panic attacks. So I watch a lot of this stuff. It kind of calmed me down. It's interesting watching this stuff, like the first bell telephone, all that stuff. But anyway, they said a woman's place was to get up and cook and clean, and the man comes home, he smokes his pipe, reads the paper, stuff like that, and her job was to take care of the kids and stuff, and the cook and clean and stuff like that. So that was her job, just basically to serve the man. That was basically about it. If a woman back then decided that she wouldn't get a job, she was frowned upon by other women because, oh, you're not a real housewife. But then you're not a woman and wife to your husband in the day because, she has a job. Becky has a job at the day. Can you believe that? She has a job. Who is catering to her kids? Yeah, other women will talk trash about you because you decided to go to college or get a job, and they feel it's foolish and stupid for you to do that because your job is to stay home and take care of kids. Yeah. That's why I have a lot of respect for women who go out and get that. And if you don't, and you want to be a stay-at-home mom, because some people like that. They want to stay home and be a mother, knock yourself out. Heck, you can work from home too if you want to on top of that. Maybe you're surprised, you know what I mean? But either way, the option should be there for you to be able to take it if you want. So that male chauvinist nonsense, yeah, I'm glad that's put away. But you still have some people believe in that crap. I wish one of my freaking brother-in-laws would sit there and make a statement like that. You're going to have problems at the end of the day. A lot of problems. That nonsense. But we don't have that at all, period. They more than welcome it. They want to work, they work. And if they don't, one of them actually worked and actually took care of the kids and paid for his wife to go to college so she can get another degree, which actually benefits for the family. But that male chauvinist nonsense. I'm like, nah, women are meant to be pregnant and all that nonsense. No, we're going to go hunting. Just want to let you know you're invited. I shouldn't say that, but still, we ain't doing that nonsense at the end of the day. So how come my gun ain't got bullets? Get! Run, boy. Get that rabbit in you. Yeah, it's craziness. Nope, they got that right. They want to go back to school. And then they were frowned upon. They get a job, they were frowned upon, you know what I mean? Because they thought that a woman's place was to be in the kitchen. And literally, they had commercials on this. Freaking GE, all them. Yeah, back then they had commercials on that. Boy, the dark side of history is pretty jacked up. Look at these companies today on how they ran commercials back then. But yeah, they had to say, oh, this is fantastic for the woman at home. It'd be an iron board and the iron, freaking washer and dryer. That was all for the woman at the end of the day. That was for her. And man, you better learn to get in that kitchen and cook. You should know that, how to cook. But there, like I said, I met men that go out there and cook in the kitchen. That's good. But I just imagine how things were back then. That's kind of crazy. If a woman was single, she was frowned upon. They had that on Happy Days. They literally had that on Happy Days. An episode of Happy Days about a woman who moved into the neighborhood and she was single and the whole block was talking about it. Like, oh my goodness, she's a single mother? There's no other man? You remember that episode of Happy Days? Yeah. That episode of Happy Days about that. About basically how this woman came into the neighborhood and she was treated so differently because she was single. Oh, man, I tell you. And do I hope we get a woman's president? Yeah, why not? Why can't we have one? Why? What's wrong with that? With having a woman president? What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with it. Those people that have felt something wrong with it, well, there's a cave. Go find yourself a cave. Go slide over the door, you Neanderthal, and just stay back there because no one cares about your opinion. Because, again, they have that right. They want to be president, to be president. I couldn't care less. If I'm running my company and a woman is more qualified than a man, guess who's getting the job? She is. And she's getting paid more than him. She's qualified for it. If you're not qualified for it, you don't get the job. If she's qualified for it, she's getting a job. What do you think? It's favoritism because I'm a man at the end of the day? I'm going to play that role? No, heck no. If she's more qualified, she's more qualified. And she based at the end of the day can show that she is more qualified and she works hard, then yes. If she's she's a higher paid, she's higher paid, then that's it. And I can never understand why men get intimidated by women making more than they do. What is wrong with you at the end of the day? There's something wrong with you at the end of the day. That's just weird. Why? She's adding to the household at the end of the day. You're both working together. Who cares if she makes more money? Oh, because I am man and I'm the hunter, and I must make more than she does because that's what I do, because I am the man. Please. Grow up. Grow up. Grow up. I've never felt any time that I've dated women that made far more than I made. Far, far more than I made. That never intimidated me one time. You know, if they feel the need, they want to throw it up my face, relationship over. Bye. Because I got a backbone. I don't care about your money at the end of the day. And they know that. So that fixes that problem. I like my PC setup here. I love it. I love the artwork. I love it. Yes. I love you. And pretty soon you'll be glowing in the dark. I got all kinds of glow in the dark stuff for you. I'm maybe going to be powered on today too. You'll be powered on and ready to go. Yes. Look at the screen. Oh, look at Taco. Oh, look back at the screen. Oh, look back at Taco. Oh. Taco's like, man, if you don't get that camera out of my face, there's a button. Oh. All right, let's get this thing clipped and ready to go. We got paint and stuff all over the place, man. It's just crazy in here at my desk, my office. Look at this, the madness. Before we actually get to, we have to go through some madness before we can get through the calm of the storm. All right, that's done. That's finished. Get that thing set up. Get those panels glued in. Get this thing set up. Get that thing way over there, which I'm gonna need another surface for that to put that over there because I don't want paint on the desk. Oh, we have to finish that. I already forgot about this. Okay. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. I just hit my screen. Dagnammit. Just got that done. Oh, he goes right back in the area. You have to pass over that multiple times to get that to cover up nicely. Dagnammit. Oh. What color we want to do the box? We don't have orange on me. No orange. I want to do it in yellow. How much yellow we got? I want to do blue. No, we have blue already over there. We did blue. What about red? Nah, too freaking weird. Let's go with this. So glad we have this time together. Do, 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 do. Remember the Cabernet show? I do. I wonder what the demographic of the age of my audience is. I know you got to be over 18 to be on here because I mark it that way. Maybe I should have did the whatchamacallit first. So doing it that way. We can always paint back over that with blue. Anything we cover back over, we can hit back over with blue. But the detail work should have been done last. But, you know, I'm always in a rush to get stuff done. There's my box in it. I gotta do a drip PC. A PC that just like it's dripping. Oh, that would be cool to do that. We gotta do that. That'd be sick. I need silicone to do that, to make it look like it's dripping. But silicone doesn't paint well. The caulking paints much better, it does a better job of painting. We have to do some drips, some melting scenes. Yes, we'll have to go over this over and over again to get rid of that print. But it's a process. Process, people. Process. All right, people, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna get this thing done because I have to get this done. I need to get out of here. I am tired and I need food. So get this rest of this stuff up. I'll be back in tomorrow and we'll conclude all of this craziness that's going on. Be safe out there and God bless.